up, man? How's it going?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. Ready for the new week. Getting it in this week. You know, how we do.
Yeah.
You know, it's us, man. This is what we do. We get it in.
Yeah, man. We get it in.
We get it in, man.
Yeah, dude. So, I was exploring YouTube. You know how that can be.
I got. Now you coming over, man. You coming to the dark side, baby.
Yeah, I fell down the rabbit hole the other day, and I came across this story about this girl. She was 13 and she was pregnant.
Okay.
She became pregnant, and her boyfriend moved all the way to Canada, and
just to get away from it,
and left her. And he ended up.
Hold on, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, yeah. No, he moved all the way.
That ain't funny though.
No, it's really not. And,
it ain't funny.
Yeah, man. And basically, she when people found out that she got pregnant, like in her town, they sent her a bunch of death threats. They told her that she needed.
What was she from? Just a small town?
They didn't say. They didn't say where she was from. Yeah, but yeah, small.
It had to be a small town because that's the only time that everybody know you and they'll make a big deal about
they
stuff.
said the state. It was Texas. She's from Texas. So
well, there's a lot of places in Texas that's small towns.
Hey, Texas is huge, man.
Like people act like Texas is like just one big old place to come and Texas it's just Texas. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Like in certain areas, man, people are very strict and they do a lot of different things. And they kind of run their own government and stuff. So like, what do you expect? Everybody in the town know each other, so it's kind of still ran like if you think about back in the 1800s and stuff, people kind of just lived the way they lived and no one actually said anything. You just knew that they did that type of stuff at their house or something like that.
Yeah. Everybody like talked about it, but you didn't really say anything to them about it.
Yeah.
You know? It was kind of like the talk of the town type shit.
Everybody knew your business. Yeah. They knew like who you was messing with and what you were doing. And like being a whore in those little towns and stuff like that is a problem.
And you'd walk around thinking nobody knew. Yeah, and everybody knows.
Well, but see, that's the thing. They know in those little towns, everyone knows. So they're embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of messed up that she's 13 and people just kind of did her that way.
And she just made a mistake. She got pregnant. She met a boy she liked. They were interested in each other. They had sex and she got pregnant. Like,
you make it sound so simple.
It is that simple.
But it's simple.
That's literally how she explained it.
But see, it's simple. But the thing is, you got to think people of the town don't look at it so simple. You have to be a little bit more responsible.
No, dude, they don't look at it. They sent her death threats. They sent her. There's some of them that actually sent addresses to abortion clinics.
So she can go get an abortion.
And they told her that she was ruining her life. And she said as soon as she saw that baby on the sonogram, she said that baby made her life. It didn't ruin her life. So she, even though everybody was sending her death threats, telling her she needed to get an abortion, she's ruined her life, she's too young, she's too this, she was looking at it like it was a positive. She still saw the positive in having the baby, and she wanted to be a mother. She was going through some personal things.
So do you, as a 13-year-old, do you really feel like she's ready to be a mother?
Absolutely not.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And maybe what people were saying was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
But I believe as if that they knew, like, if I think it's gonna take everybody in the community to want to help her. Yeah, her being 13, like, how can you really take care of a child?
Yeah.
So you saying that it made your life and stuff. You can't even get a job.
Yeah, no, you can't get a job.
So someone's going to be taking care of you and your child.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, why are you even thinking about stuff like that at 13? As a child, myself, maybe I was just a little different. I didn't really get caught up in all that. As a boy, we did want that type of stuff to go on and everything, but I was more in the video games.
Yeah.
I was pretty bad with video games, so I really never got just caught up into, I gotta get this from this chick. But then you do have predators.
Yeah.
You have guys that's older that looked at her different, especially in a small town. You know how many probably like predators they have out there in those small towns?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, that's how your boy, what's his name? Chris Hansen. He got big off the predators.
He made a lot of money off of predators.
Yeah, he made a living off of that.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy because
they
they was doing it And because I watched that show, and so it reminds me of what you're talking about her being 13, but not the actual her getting pregnant. But the thing is that men are very interested in younger women.
Yeah,
young to the point to where it's like, what's wrong with you, dog? Like, this is a kid.
Yeah. Fortunately, in this situation, though, the dude was her age. Like,
so they were the same.
Yeah. And from what I understand, I don't know exactly the details behind him moving, but he did move to Canada.
I bet that was more family stuff.
They lived in Texas, and I'm pretty sure his parents or his family did send him to Canada.
I think they sent him packing.
They sent him away.
Yeah. They sent him out of there.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you're not.
But he
no dad.
He ended up coming back after like 10 months, and then he explained like why he left. Yeah, and everything. And basically what he said was he just wasn't ready, and he thought that he was making the right choice by leaving, but he felt guilty about it, so he came back. So
well, at least she found someone who felt guilty, because a lot of them would have just lived their life.
Bye.
Like, bye.
I'm Canadian now.
Like, for real. Like honestly, think about that.
Yeah.
Like, how many guys would be like, that ain't my kid, or I'm not doing that.
Yeah, dude, I can't even tell you what I would do.
So I mean, that's gotta be scary as a 13-year-old trying to take care of a kid, man. That's crazy, but it happens. Yeah. I mean, you just got to be careful and protect yourself and make sure you make good solid decisions about the choices you make in life. A lot of times those choices going to play a part of your life for the rest of your life. So it's things that we feel like, okay, we got our whole lives ahead of us, but the decisions that you make will dictate the things that go on in your life.
Yeah. You're never gonna be able to do the things that normal kids do. Like, you're never gonna You're not gonna be able to just go out to like a school dance.
Exactly. I mean, they could, but it's just the fact is, like, your friend's experience is gonna be totally different than yours. Yeah. You have a child to go home to. Yeah. You have to feed a baby at 13, 14, because this child will come out around about 14. And so you're 14 years old going to high school. You're still in junior high. Yeah. Like, now you're going into high school and you have to take care of this other person. Yeah. That's gotta be difficult, man. I'm glad that it never was something that I had to deal with. But it wouldn't happen anyway, because I really wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah, dude, I can tell you at 12 and 13, we all wanted to, I can tell you that I wanted to, like, see tits, I wanted to see shit, but when it came down to actually, like, the act, I was a big fucking chicken at 12, 13 years old. I was like, it was one of those things where it just kind of, like, almost seemed like you just knew you weren't supposed to be doing that shit.
Yeah. So, it's just, I think the thing is, you just know that you are not that person, and you don't have to be over sexualized to feel like you some type of man, and it's not that big of a deal, honestly. I tell my son, he's 17, and I tell my 12-year-old the same thing. Like, man, y'all be careful out here. It's not that serious to be in a relationship with a woman. You have your life ahead of you. You have to think about things that you want to do with your life and try to accomplish those goals. As a man, we have to have ourselves together at a certain point in our lives, because when we start trying to go find us a mate or a woman to be with, we should be put together by that time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. You should, or at least, like, somewhat have it figured out. Like,
yeah, because if you have a kid, man, it changes your life forever. That's a lifetime commitment. Yeah. You know what I mean? No matter how old those kids get, they're still your child, regardless on however they see themselves. Yeah. Like, I see that now as a 41-year-old man. How my mother still looks at me like I'm the baby, but I'm 41 years old. Yeah. But she still treats me as like I'm some damn baby. Yeah. And it's like kind of on some, why you cussing? Why you doing this? And it just happens that way.
Yeah. But hey. So do you think kids are getting pregnant earlier nowadays? Do you think?
Do I feel like they're getting pregnant earlier?
Yeah, and if so, what do you think is causing it?
The music,
like WAP.
what you seeing on TV.
Yeah,
and not even just WAP. I mean, we've been making music.
Yeah,
that's been raunchy and stuff. But I think now women are more sexualized to the point that people are acceptance of it now. Like, you got to think there wasn't an OnlyFans that made people accepted of the women getting naked, and like the Instagram kind of introduced it, and then the OnlyFans just took it to the next level. Yeah. So you have to think about women never being so free about their bodies and just what they just the sexualization of their bodies, and how men will pay money just to see them take their clothes off. And they could make a lot of money doing that. So you have a society of people like, well, I'm just showing them my body. There's nothing wrong with it. So it's my body.
So you think it's like more of a cultural thing? You think it has?
No, it's not even a culture thing. It's just a genre of music and what they're talking about in the music.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just talking about just like in general, like young people like getting pregnant, because I know there's a lot of motives, there's a lot of influence, because there's also a lot of parents that teach their daughters to get pregnant, to get a check.
But I don't think it's a cultural per se thing. I think they teach, like in a lot of different cultures, they teach women to
I'm just talking about American culture. I'm talking about our American culture in general, like our popular culture in America, and like the sexualization of like women and our culture. You know, that's what I was referring to.
Just American culture. I think it's just all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, because now everybody's been exposed to TV.
Yeah.
And you know, like I say, everything is just overly sexualized.
Yeah, and there are other countries that are a hell of a lot more like sexual than we are.
Well,
you go to some places, people are walking around butt ass naked. Nobody thinks it's a big deal. A lot of those European countries,
European countries, you can walk by a store and someone's naked in the window.
Yeah, nobody thinks twice about it.
Nobody think about it. Yeah. Like, it's not a big deal. But I think that we've hidden sex so long that it makes it like it's taboo to do anything.
Yeah. So do you think, since we think of it as like being like so taboo, do you think that has an effect on our kids? And it makes them more interested in it?
Yeah, because that's with anything in life.
Because kids like to do what they're not supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see that.
I think if it was more put out there, like, it's nothing wrong with it. You're just not ready for that. Yeah. I think that people will have a better a better outlook of how to handle that situation. I think what happens is you go to school with people who talk about it, and everyone is saying, "Oh, I got it, and it feels like this, and it's great." And so now your curiosity hit, and you're like, "Man, I want to try it too."
And half of those motherfuckers are lying.
And most of them lying.
They are.
Most of them lying.
Hell yeah, they are.
So yeah, I understand your point of view on coming from it. I just don't think it's like a culture thing, like American culture, because America don't really have a culture. The people of America have cultures. Like, you have the Hispanic culture, the Asian culture, you know what I'm saying, Indian culture and stuff like that. You have the black community, but we have a culture, but it's a culture of things that promote negativity. If we change that ideal, maybe black culture would be something that, you know, we could grow on, because we have a beautiful, beautiful culture. We have beautiful women, beautiful men. We just beautiful people by our skin tones and stuff like that. But we so quick to hate each other that we can't even enjoy our own culture and who we are as people, because we come up with some of the, like, we came from, like, the only way to really be creative and creative ideas, if you really pay attention to it, you come out of traumatic situations. Majority of people who are very successful come from traumatic situations, because they had to be creative to lose themselves into something else, to lose themselves into their art, into this field, and they able to bring out that art because of the trauma that they withstood during their childhood, or just even just in adulthood. You know, I think trauma can bring out a lot of the best of people, and I think that as a black culture, we have so many beautiful things that we do out here, but we can't even really enjoy them because we don't even love ourselves. So
Okay. So all right. So what do you think needs to?
What about the girls getting pregnant young?
Yeah. Well, girls getting pregnant young, kids like having, I guess like. Do you think it's an education thing? Because it seems like we educate them pretty well. Like it seems
not well enough, because
do you think
learning from a school is totally different,
especially in Texas? Because in Texas there's a lot of shame. Because I've even experienced that when I was growing up. I was never talked to. I never really had the sex talk. I literally figured out all that shit from my friends. I figured out everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, exactly
so
what you're talking about earlier.
You came out with this whole ideal of what sex was from a friend when my mother should have told me that.
Exactly.
Or my dad should have told me that. And it's like now I have these mixed emotions and don't even know how to even put on a rubber.
So do you think if we made it so do you think if we looked at it like it was less shameful, do you think it would kind of have an effect on?
I think it'll improve the quality of life of what we do.
Yeah, because I think a lot of these kids, they look at it kind of like a lifestyle thing. They look at it kind of like drinking and smoking. It's like a vice, you know.
It's a vice.
Like having
something
sex
that we're
is
doing. Like
hooking up is something cool.
Like there's nothing special about it anymore.
Yeah.
So if you're a 13-year-old, 12-year-old, 10-year-old, you don't think nothing special about it. When the crazy thing, when in my generation growing up, they used to think daughters used to get talked to by fathers as if that was like the golden nugget. Like that's a ticket to happiness. You got to hold on to that until you find the right man.
Yeah.
Now it's to the point where no one takes it serious. Everybody just think it's something that I can do and no feelings attached to it. There's nothing that they're giving up.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it used to be something that they're giving up to someone.
Yeah, no, it used to be special. Like even when I was growing up, people thought of it like as something that was special.
Yeah, they don't put it out there like it's special anymore.
Now it's just something that's kind of like
it's what we do.
Yeah. I did that with that person.
Yeah.
And I can do it with this one too.
Yeah.
It's just whatever.
It's just what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's just the reality of it. So I think a lot of it is because of the culture of the music, just the entertainment.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
A lot of these reality shows too, man. You got the 16 and pregnant. You got the teen mom. You got
somebody's watching that and want to be like that girl.
Little girls, like little girls are looking at that shit like that looks fun.
Yeah, I want to do that.
They're even looking at the drama. Baby. They're even looking at the baby daddy, baby mama drama, and
they like that because they feel like they want some of that attention. They want some of that attention.
Yeah, man,
that's crazy.
That shit's crazy, and I think that shit has a huge influence on our kids and everything. You know, but. Yeah, man. I guess we kind of hit our points on that one, though.
I mean, we got a lot to talk about on that one, but I think that if we take it a little bit further, just understand that it's because we have to change the mindset of our generations that's coming up, and we need to change some of the music. Yeah,
and we also need to teach these. I think we need to teach our kids to value themselves. I think a lot of that shit is not from. A lot of their like the way they're acting is because they don't really value themselves. Yeah,
I feel you on that. But that's been our show. Yep. And if you like the show, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And who you're talking to. I'm Kel.
And I'm Jake.
And you have been kicking it with Kel and Jake. Peace.